And it's so important because it's, I say, a multicultural holiday. Doesn't matter what your religion is, you can celebrate Kwanzaa. Don't care what your nationality, you can celebrate Kwanzaa. Because I feel there are humanistic views that Kwanzaa is about. And just to give a brief history of myself and why I'm so much into Kwanzaa. I don't know if anybody read about the history of Kwanzaa. It started back in the 60s and early 70s on the West Coast with Professor Maulana Karenga, who studied African history and tried to create a celebration to apply it to the African American experience in America here. And it was first based on the harvest, because at the harvest, after the harvest time, around this time of year, people came together, they had feasts, they brought together their crops, and they shared things. It was like a festive occasion. So, in America, he looked at, besides Christmas, which is a Christian holiday, or Hanukkah, a Jewish holiday, or other holidays, what's something that could bring people together? So he created Kwanzaa, and the 7 principles came out of the things that we need as far as African humanity. Because remember, the humanity itself, mankind itself started on the continent. And we all are Africans in some way. It has nothing to do with your color or nothing like that, but we're all African because that's where things started. So he brought that together in the 7 principles. And then after that, it kind of spread across the country. On the East Coast, folks, I don't know if you heard this name or not, Amiri Baraka, formerly Leroy Jones was his name before he changed his name. He took up that call on the East Coast in Newark. And around that time, early 70s, I was right out the military. I got involved in that. And I've been celebrating Kwanzaa and understanding it since the early 70s. I raised my 2 daughters who are grown now under that tradition. And Kwanzaa has become very important because it's something you can live all year round. It's not just during the 7 days. Even during 7 days is very important. But we do in those 7 days, we talked about each principle. As you see, there's 7 candles, 7 principles. And the reason why, I was talking to people earlier, the reason why we use Swahili, Kiswahili is like kind of unofficially like intertribal language in East Africa in particular, but in Africa in general, because there are many tribes and different nationalities in Africa, but Swahili kind of brings people together. And that's why, my name Muata is a Swahili name. Muata means searcher in Swahili. In Kwanzaa, we have the 7 principles. The first one is unity. It's called Emoja. Second one is Kujijakalia, self-determination. Ujima is the third one, collective work and responsibility. Ujamaa, cooperative economics. Nia, purpose. Kuumba, creativity, and Imani, faith. And all those, each day we talk about each of those principles and we give the significance of that. Today is Emoja, unity, the first day of Kwanzaa. And it's very important to have unity as the first day because unity is what's going to bring all humanity together, bring us all together under one humanity. And as we know what's going on in the world today, I think that bringing humanity together is more important than anything. Humanity comes together in separate ways and fighting each other, and we don't need to do that because we have this one blue and green planet that we are killing and killing each other in the process. So Kwanzaa is about life and about bringing things together, and about respect and understanding each other. And that's what's so important about Kwanzaa. And I don't want this to be about me talking to anybody here who want to say what Kwanzaa means to them, whether it's your first time or if you have a question about it, feel free to say. Anybody want to say anything about Kwanzaa? Ask anything? Don't be bashful. All right. Miss Jessie, you want to say what you think about Kwanzaa? No, you want to be quiet. Well, before we get into lighting the first candle, I want to bring up a brother of mine, a fellow vet that has made this happen. Jason, please come up, Jason. This is my brother, Jason. He has one that came up and helped make this happen 4 years ago. And I say we are brothers because we are all both human and we're both veterans and we understand the need for a better world. And I'm glad to have you here, Jason. Say it.
Always a pleasure, Muata. It's just very important to share in this, again, as Muata brought up. Kwanzaa, although it's known as a African-American holiday to most people, it's something for everybody. It's non-denominational, and it celebrates what we can be as humans to each other, with each other, and for each other. And I think that is one of the most important things in the world today.
Anybody else? You want to say something? I'll give you a hand on the camera. Anybody here for the understand Kwanzaa for the first time? How you feel?
Yeah,
How does it feel to
the
you?
first time? You know, I just found out from talking to you that it started in the 60s. Didn't know that. Thought it was older than that. Didn't understand the 7 candles, what that meant. Now I do. You're going to start off with the center candle. So, yeah, I mean, I'm here because it's a celebration of unity. So, we're all, you know, connected together. So, that's why I came down. So.
What do you say, Jake? What do you think, Jake?
Basically the same thing, you know. We're all together.
And my Jamaican brother, I know, what do you feel about this?
Well, I feel about this. I mean, I done my little due diligence before. I actually came out to celebrate, but you know, now more than ever, we have to understand history on all cultures, and I say like why we need this more than ever. I don't mind Christmas, but I need a little more Kwanzaa in my life. That's my thing.
We all do. Like I say, Kwanzaa can be celebrated 365 days a year. It's not, even though the 7 days we focus on, but its principles can be celebrated 365 days a year. And the literature I gave you and other stuff, read that and explains in more detail. And I'm going to take this moment before I light the candle to lay out clearly what Emoja is so people will clearly understand. And I will read it as it is, even though I've said it many times. Emoja, to strive for and maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race. That takes it from the basic level all the way out. So that means whatever you do in the community, you got to make the world our community. You know, because the only thing separating us is borders, and borders are not natural. That's a human-made thing. Borders. The world was not made with borders. Africa wasn't made like a map. Europe wasn't. It was just a land base. But then people who wanted more than other people started putting up fences and lines, and that's caused the conflict over the years. So we have to get away from that. It's about bringing people together. And it doesn't mean idealistically, you know, just bring everybody, but, you know, when you exchange ideas, you agree, you disagree, but you don't make this disagreement become a reason to hate somebody, a war for them. Because like I said, everybody is a product of the environment they came up in. No human being is bad, but the environment came in. Remember, babies are born innocent. When you bring them in a certain environment, they realize babies don't recognize different nationalities. You see all babies, children, all play together, no matter what. But when they get older, then the culture tells you, well, no, you don't play with that person because they're this way, or blah, blah, blah. And we have to get away from that. So that's what, you know, the essence of what unity is about. So with that, we're going to light the first. Going? You plugged in, right?
Make sure we're plugged in underneath here.
Plug it in. Yeah. All right, yeah, go ahead, go on.
Sorry.
Today we light the Moja candle, which is the center candle of unity. And tomorrow we go from there to the next one, which will be just the red one here, then the green one here. And then by next Monday, the last day, which is Imani, the 7th day of Kwanzaa, all 7 candles will be lit. But today we focus on unity and Moja, and that's what it's all about. So any questions? Sure, nobody wants to say anything, whatever. I mean, I'm just hoping to, you know, we really want to, and go out and tell people that didn't come, those say they're going to be here, tell them what they miss. Because, you know, each year we're going to build now. Like I say, this is the 4th year we've done this. Never before in Asbury, to my understanding, has been done on this level. Been done in the library and other places, the Senior Citizen Center. But we're trying to make this part of Asbury, just like everything else. Because we are a multicultural city, and we have to promote that. If Asbury is one of the most progressive cities in this area, we have to promote it in every way. Through, you know, nationality, gender, whatever. And to me, that's what it's about. And I say that as an OG that, you know, I want to see a better world for my children and great-grandchildren and making the world better. Because it definitely could go a lot better. And I want to thank everybody for coming out, those that did come, appreciate it. And, like, you know, want to hang around a little, you can. Any questions, feel free. And I hope I gave everybody literature. Feel free to take literature, take it to people and stuff like that. And like it. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Everybody get one of these things about Kwanzaa, right? Everybody got one, right? Yep. Okay, we did it, Jason. 4th year, man. We're doing good, brother. Getting old, right? I was looking at some of the old pictures we had before.